Hello, hi everyone. Good evening.
Yeah, hi, sir. Good evening. Good evening to all.
Good evening, madam.
So, sir, just wait for 4 minutes. After that, we'll start.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir, we can start now.
Okay. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. So I will be your LIMS trainer throughout this course. This is the LIMS basic end user course. So here in this course, we will see the LIMS application, specifically labware. Okay. So before that, I would like to introduce myself. I have total 15 years of experience. Currently working as a LIMS consultant into IT industry, MNC IT. So out of my 15 years of experience, I have 6 years of experience into pharmaceutical domain and then rest of the experience into IT industry. So initially I was working into pharmaceutical domain. If you see, I have completed my master's in organic chemistry, and then I shifted my career to IT domain as a software consultant here. Okay, so this is my small introduction. So I would like to hear a small introduction of yourself from each of everyone. So who will start? Anyone can just introduce yourself and just tell your name, how many years of experience you have, currently working in which domain, and the city you based. Shravan?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. I'm Shravan, sir.
Yeah, hi.
I'm just completed my master's in chemistry, biochemistry in 2013. After that, I have 7, 8 years of experience in pharma domain. So
Mhm.
now I just want to move into these LIMS roles, which are related to the we can do what with the domains in that. Basically, from Hyderabad.
Okay, yeah. So, do you have any knowledge about LIMS, or you worked on LIMS as an end user before?
Sir, yes, in Dr. Reddy's, my previous organization, where I worked in implementation role, which is in a master data creation.
Okay.
So various departments in QC, one by one, actually they got the warning letters from the US FDA for the manual entries. So
Mm-hmm.
they just gave the commitment for the completion of as soon as possible, complete flat. So in that I worked. So I have an exposure in a caliber. So in a market, completely labware is there. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
unable to move on from the caliber. So I just want to update with this course. Sir. I'm just looking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for the introduction. Then Prasad, Abuganti Prasad. Hello. Please unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Anyone? Pooja.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So Pooja here. So currently I'm not working, but having a 6 year of experience in pharma industries. I had completed my master in biochemistry in 2015.
Okay. And which city you based in?
Indore.
Okay. Okay. So you currently not working and you are looking for a job into LIMS roles, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do you have any previous knowledge or experience into LIMS?
No, sir.
Okay. So this will be a totally the LIMS terminology will be totally new for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Understood. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Prasad.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hi.
My name is Prasad. I am from Visakhapatnam. Previously, I'm working in Cohen's Life Sciences in Visakhapatnam only. Now, I am currently working in Karnataka, Kadichur,
Okay.
Fleming Laboratories Limited.
Mm-hmm.
So, my background is that I am the 6 years experience in pharmaceutical industry. In a warehouse department, I am the assistant manager in a warehouse department.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to learn some new things. I actually my friend is there. Yeah, he sent the some details to me. So that's why I will interact with you. Suppose when I am interact with you, I would like to learn some new things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I interact with you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the introduction. And how many years of experience you have?
6 years experience, sir. In,
6 years.
yeah, sir.
Okay. Okay. KK.
Hello,
Hi.
I am Kankaro Kapula.
Mm-hmm.
I have 15 years experience in quality control. I just want to learn LIMS. So I've been there. I've just seen this post and I'm going to see what classes you will teach.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So I think LIMS will be there into your laboratory, right? Do you have any previous experience into LIMS and
Yeah,
uh,
I have a little bit experience, 5 years of experience in LIMS.
okay. So we on which LIMS you worked on?
Caliber LIMS.
Okay,
Caliber.
caliber LIMS. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think new member joined. Krishna Teja. Krishna, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, myself Krishna Teja. I'm working at Natco Pharma Limited as a CSV. Yeah,
So how many years of experience you have?
yeah, I'm having 5 years of experience.
Do you have any previous experience into LIMS or worked upon LIMS?
No, little bit I have an idea, but I don't have an experience.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. So as I can understand, you are all from the pharma background. Most of the people are from the pharma background. Some of you have the knowledge about LIMS. Some of you worked on the LIMS, and some of you very new to the LIMS. Okay, so one more member joined. Srinivas. Okay, you. Is that again KK and Srinivas Rao? Okay, sorry. Srinivas Rao, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, myself, I'm Srinivas Rao. I'm working in the pharmaceutical industry as an analyst.
Okay, how many years of experience you have?
I have 10 plus years of experience in pharma.
Mhm. And do you have any previous experience or knowledge about the LIMS?
Yes, I have some
Okay, which LIMS you worked on?
lab work.
Labware. Okay, and okay, so I think you have pretty much knowledge about the labware. So may I know the your intent to join this course?
No, no, no. I'm like not related. I'm just different films. That one. So that is sixth version. As
Mm-hmm.
well as right now not using. That's why. That is the main criteria.
Okay, okay. Give me a minute. Okay, so let's see. Let me just share my screen. Okay, we think we have another member again. Suresh. Hi, Suresh. Good evening. Suresh, Suresh, can you hear me? Okay, I think we can start. Let me just share my screen. Let me know if my screen is visible.
yeah,
I hope. Okay, thank you. So this course will be the end-to-end LIMS learning, okay, powered by Company Connect Consultancy, and I will be your LIMS trainer throughout this course. So we have the agenda for this today's demo. So we will have the LIMS general information. What is LIMS? What are the LIMS requirements? What are the LIMS contents? Some of the LIMS advantages and its disadvantages, and then selection of vendor. Then we will see LIMS basic workflow, how LIMS works. Okay. So before going to the agenda, I would like to explain something about the LIMS, like what is the requirement of the LIMS jobs into the market right now. How can anyone just transform their career or switch their career from pharmaceutical domain, chemical domain, or clinical domain to IT domain. Okay, so right now, as you can see, this LIMS software is mostly mandatory into all pharmaceutical laboratories, mostly in laboratories. Okay, so like if there is any regulatory compliant laboratory, the LIMS software is mandatory for them as per the US FDA and other regulatory bodies. Okay, so right now that is the demand for the LIMS. Also, because of that demands, there are many IT companies which are product based, and some of them are service based. Okay, so what product based companies will do? Product-based companies, product-based IT companies will provide the product itself, okay, marketed itself and implemented by their own, and provide the maintenance and support also. But what service-based companies will do? They will just, let's say Labware is the product-based company, and Labware is is their product. Okay, so if any other company like TCS, Cognizant, Accenture, they will just take that product, implement into the client's location, implement for the client, and then they will provide the maintenance and support. Okay, so there are two types of IT companies: product based and service based. Okay, so if you want to change your career into switch your career into IT industry, what will be your role? So these companies looking for the candidates who have the uh, domain knowledge as well as the software knowledge. Okay, so pharmaceutical people already have the domain knowledge because they worked in the pharmaceutical laboratories, right? They know how to do the analysis. They know the workflow about the sample. Okay, so they it is their functional knowledge. And regarding the software knowledge, if they are already working on the software, or if they have the knowledge about the software, this is the beneficial for the IT industry because they will act as a bridge between the client and the company. Okay, IT company. Because if you can see, if any software engineer or any developer cannot understand the terminology of the client, if their client is a big pharmaceutical industry, and what then these IT people will not understand what are the regulatory compliances, what are the criticality of that data which is being measured into the laboratory, right? That criticality they will not never understand. But a pharmaceutical a person from the pharmaceutical domain are very much aware about it, and he will act as a bridge between pharmaceutical client and IT company. Okay, so that is what the position he will have as a LIMS consultant into the IT industry. Okay, so so there again there will be two kind of project a software consultant will work upon. First one is the implementation project. Second one will be the support project. Okay. So, what is the implementation project? So let's say in a laboratory, they don't have LIMS right now. They are just working as manually, and they want to go for digitalization using the LIMS. Okay. So now they are decided to implement the LIMS software into their laboratories. So they will approach the vendors out there into the market. They will select the vendor. Let's suppose they selected the Labware. Okay, so Labware is the vendor for the LIMS. And now, who is providing or who is going to implement the Labware software into their laboratory? Now they are going to look for the product-based company and the service providers, service-based companies. Okay, so according to their budget, they will select the companies, right? So in that case, software consultant will help to gather the requirement from the client, provide it to the developer, get the software developed, test it, and then deliver it to the client again. Okay, so this is the role of the software consultant or LIMS consultant into the implementation project. Another scenario is if the LIMS software is already implemented into the client side, I can say into the laboratory, and they just require the support or the master data management for their company. Okay, so let's say there is a huge or big pharmaceutical company. They don't have their own team to create the master data. The master data, like the specifications and the SOPs are frequently changing into the pharmaceutical industry. Like if any new drug implemented or discovered, then the whole process will be changed. If any change control is there, then again the specification will be changed like that. Okay. So because of that, the master data which is created into the software needs to be updated and needs to be changed. If there is any formula change also, that will be the very critical task for any master data creator. Okay. So in that case, the master data creator will be the role. So the service provider company will hire a candidate who have the knowledge about um, the pharmaceutical domain, have the knowledge about the analysis, how the analysis goes on, how the calculations works into the actual laboratory, right? And then they will train that people to create the master data for the client. So these are the two job requirements as of now we have. There are another job requirements also, like support, in the support as well. But I think there are some technical touch into that. So for the functional perspective, these two jobs are available into the market. Okay. So right now we have different vendors for the LIMS into the market, like Labware LIMS, Caliber LIMS, Lab Vantage LIMS, Star LIMS, Thermo Fisher Sample Manager LIMS. Okay, so these are some of the vendors. So after that, if you are aware about it, so Labware is the most demanding software for the LIMS. Okay, so this is the scenario right now regarding the jobs. Regarding the jobs for the LIMS consultant. Okay, and if you don't want to switch your career from pharma domain to IT domain, then and you just want to gain a knowledge about the LIMS and just want to step up in your current position or current career, then this will also help you to step up into your career. Okay. Okay. So let's start. What is LIMS? A laboratory information management system is a software platform used in laboratories to manage samples, test results, workflows, instruments, users and access, reports and audit trails. Okay. So as the word only itself explaining, whatever the information created into the laboratory, that is managed into a software that we call it as a LIMS. Okay. This is the platform to manage the information generated into the laboratory. What information? Information related to the samples, information related to the results, information related to the workflows, instruments, its calibrations, schedules. Then we have the users and access into the LIMS and reports and audit trials. Okay, so this is the definition of LIMS. There are some requirements for the LIMS. If you can see, unique identifier, samples, patients, standardized request forms, logs, worksheet, checking processes, data protection, confidential, effective reporting system, and effective communication. Okay, so these are some important elements. So unique identifiers means, so if you can see in laboratory, each sample have its unique ID. Okay, to track that sample, to avoid the mix-up, each sample will have that unique ID. Okay, so this is for the pharmaceutical laboratory, and if the clinical trial or in the medical domain, the patient record will be unique. Okay, so each sample or patient record must have a unique ID to avoid the mix-ups. Barcode numbers for test tube patients, ID codes, etc. Okay, standardized request forms. Request for test or sample submission should follow a uniform format. This avoids confusion and ensures all necessary information is captured. Logs and worksheet. LIMS should maintain detailed log of work performed and generate worksheet for documentation and audit trials, right? So these are the some logs and worksheet should be maintained by the LIMS uh, for the documentation purpose and the audit trials. Checking processes, LIMS must support validation, review, and approval workflows like result verification, audit trials, QC check. Okay, so in the laboratory, there are some steps. There are some steps needs to be followed. Like if any analyst is doing analysis, recording the results he is getting into the analysis, then there will be the review procedure. Okay, reviewer will review that results. Then he will approve that results, and then after that the QA will again review that, and then after that the sample will be approved. Okay, so this is the process into the laboratory, and that process needs to be followed into LIMS as well. Data protection. The system must secure all laboratory and patient data from unauthorized access, corruption, or loss. Includes encryption, backups, and access control. Confidentiality. Only authorized users should see sensitive information, important for compliance with regulations. Okay, so this is the most important topic here, confidentiality. So each user have their own user ID and password, their credentials. That credentials cannot be shared to another user, and another user cannot use the another person's credentials to log in the system and tamper the data into that system. Okay, so that confidentiality will be maintained into the LIMS, since the credential will be unique, the user access will be unique. Okay, and each step will require the e-signature, so that system will capture which person, which user did that activity, at what time, at what date, on what date he did that activity. So in audit trail we can see who did that activity. Okay, so that confidentiality is also maintained into the LIMS. Effective reporting systems. LIMS should generate accurate reports, certificates, dashboards, and analytics for lab operations and test results. So if you can see, effective reporting system is provided by LIMS software as well. So there will be no manual work. Okay, so this is the best automated workflow which we are going to follow into the LIMS software. So that is why there will be very less chances of there will be very less chances of misbehaves with the software or tempering the data. Okay, so whatever the accurate results will be there, that accurate results will be captured, accurate reports will be generated, and the certificates will be provided, dashboards and analytics for the lab operations. Okay. Effective communication. The system must enable smooth information flow between departments, instruments, physicians, and patients. Okay, so what is effective communication here? The effective communication here means like let's say there is a flow into the laboratory, in the quality control laboratory, right? So your team lead can receive the sample, he will allocate the sample to different analysts. So let's say 10 analysts are under his lead. Then if there are 10 samples or 10 tests, then he will assign that each test to different analysts. Okay, so that communication will be tracked, or that workflow will be tracked into the software. That will be easy for him to select the 10 analysts and assign them the task to perform the activity on them. Okay, again, then 10 analysts will do the analysis, record the results into the system, and then they will send it to the reviewer into the system only. Okay, so that workflow also will be managed here. So if you can see, the user access will be provided in such a way that team lead, only team lead can assign the task to different analyst. Okay, so different analyst only can see whatever the work assigned to them on in their logins. Okay, and then after that, if analyst completes the data entry or the result recording into the system, then he will send it for the reviewer. Okay, send it for the review to the reviewer. So reviewers login, reviewer will see the only samples pending for his review. Okay, so he will see the samples or test IDs pending for the reviews in his login, and then he will review it and then again forward it to the QA for the approval purpose. Okay, so this is the workflow that is LIMS is handling very smoothly here. Okay, that is the effective communication. Okay, so do you have any doubt or any questions over till now? Any questions?
Sir, regarding this, the departments in LIMS, when the product base and support oriented, so that mainly these implementation one is department and secondary is the support. Two departments are there in IT industry.
Your voice is very low. I don't I cannot hear you at least.
Sir, I just want to say, like, when it comes to the LIMS in IT companies,
Mm-hmm.
we have only two departments which are, support, which is, support role, which is, tickets will raise and issue the, which, yeah, as you said, it's need a technical touch. And
Mm-hmm.
secondary is master data creation.
Mm-hmm.
So these two departments are there as of now in a IT industry, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Again, there is another one is also like as a LIMS consultant, you will also responsible for the implementation purpose.
Yeah,
Okay.
implementation. Yeah, master data creation means that comes in implementation. So
No,
the
no, no.
implementation,
Master
master data
data.
creation is,
No, no, no.
yeah,
See, there are two different scenarios I explained. So the first
okay,
scenario is there is no limbs at all into the laboratory. Okay. In
okay,
that into the pharmaceutical lab, there is no limbs at all available into the laboratory, and now they are going to implement that limbs. Okay. So
first
as a limbs,
implementation.
yes, for implementation. So as a
Yeah,
limbs consultant, you will be responsible to understand the requirements of the client. What
okay,
what modules they would like to include. Like there will be different modules. I will explain it into our this course. What standard modules will be there and what customized module they want to include into the software. Okay.
okay,
As per their requirement, you need to understand the requirement. You need to then get it developed by the developer. If it is a standard, then it is okay, and if it is not, then you have to get it developed. Okay. After that, to test it, you will require the master data, right? So as a LIMS consultant, you will create the master data. So there will
okay,
again there will be different environments at the time of implementation of a software. Okay, so
okay,
like development environment, quality environment, validation environment, and then production environment. Okay, there are
okay.
3 to 4 environments are there. So you cannot just create a software and hand it over to the client, right? There
Yes,
are some procedures you need to follow. So first, you will develop a software into development environment. Okay, you will test it if it is working properly or not, if there are any gaps into the user requirements, if LIMS is working as expected or not, it is providing the accurate data, it is providing the accurate results, it is giving the correct certifications or not, like that. Okay, you will check in development environment, and after that you will move that data to the quality or validation environment. Okay, in that you will develop the master data, real-time master data, and then you will test that master data, and then after that all the IQOQ perform, then all the development will be moved to the production environment. Okay, so that production environment is nothing but the actual environment which is used by the client.
okay,
Okay, so this is the very so if you can see, implementation process is a very vast topic, and also you will require a lot of time to implement a software into any laboratory. Okay, so it can take 8 months to almost 1.5 years also.
okay,
Yeah. Okay, so and after that, as a master data creator, if there is a uh, any pharmaceutical company which is already having the LIMS software implemented, and they just want to manage the master data of their company, and they can hand over it to the IT industry, and IT company will just hire the candidates who can create the master data for them.
okay.
Okay.
So the previous one is completely the development team where the IT people will sit. After testing the production environment, this LIMS consultant role will start where they need to, master data
No, no,
creation
no,
will
no, no, no. So no, your LIMS consultant's role will start into the implementation from the first day.
developing also.
Developing also means like we need to understand the requirement from the client, and then you will have the developer along with you in your team.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Then
okay, okay.
you need to explain what is the requirement to the developer. Developer will develop
Hmm.
that software, or the customization if it is there, and then you need
Okay.
to test that customization if it is working as expected or not.
So based upon that, the master data, we need to enter it and to test it.
Yes,
Okay. So this all role comes in consultant only.
right.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other doubt? Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so let's see some advantages of LIMS application. So LIMS integrates with other sites. It provides the error reduction. It provides the quality control, quality checks. Data retrieval options are there. Detailed, legible reports, track analyze trends, access control, and financial management. So let's see one by one. Integrate with other sites. Okay, so LIMS can connect multiple laboratory locations or departments, allowing centralized data management and improved collaboration. Okay, so like if any MNC pharmaceutical company is there and that company have the head office into Mumbai. Let's suppose Mumbai, they have the head office into Mumbai and multiple sites into different countries or different locations. Okay, so now they decided to implement software into their organization. So they will what companies will do? They have two options. They will centralize the system or they will do the trial and run for one site only. First, they will implement that software into one site. They will see if it is working smoothly or not. If it is working smoothly, and then after that, they will implement the software into multiple sites. Okay, but let's say they don't want to waste the time. They just want to centralize the system and they just want to implement it at once. So now what they will do? They will just they will choose the global LIMS. Okay, so LIMS will be implemented into their you can say representative site, and after that all the site will follow that system. Okay, so master data also will be global for that in that scenario. Then LIMS provide the error reduction by automating data entry, calculations, tracking, workflows. LIMS reduces manual errors and improves reliability. Okay, so like here we have the automatic data entry. Okay, we have the predefined, pre-validated calculations created by the master data team into the software. So that is why you analyst just needs to enter the results. They will have the placeholders to enter the results, and the calculation will run behind the screen, and then they will get the results. So they don't have to do any calculation. They just have to enter the results, and the calculation will be happen back screen, and then they will get the results. Okay, after that the tracking. So as there are unique IDs for each sample, okay, so that sample can be tracked anywhere. Also with the workflows, and the errors will be also reduced, because so if you can see we have the tolerances. We can add the tolerances into the master data, right? Let's suppose sample weight. Now if specification mentions the sample weight as a 10 gram, and we give the tolerances between 2 grams plus minus. So now we have provided the tolerance as 8 gram and 12 gram. So let's say analyst enter the sample weight as 15 gram. Now system will not accept that. System will give the error. It will not save the results. It will ask analyst to uh, check the result he entered again, and then after that only it will accept. Okay, so it will not accept the wrong entry. He needs to provide justification for that, or he needs to correct that entry, and then after that he can only save it. So that is why the very LIMS can reduce the manual errors and improves reliability. Now, quality control. LIMS supports QC processes such as calibration records, QC sample tracking, and validation checks to ensure high quality and compliant results. So LIMS is widely used into quality control laboratory only. So that is very beneficial for quality control purpose. Data retrieval options. Users can search, filter, and retrieve historical or live data easily without going through paper records, right? So you can, I think all of you or most of you can undergo the USFDA audit or any other audits that is happening into the laboratory. So if you don't have any software implemented in your laboratory, you need that QA personals needs to run here and there to find the document, right? So they create a war room, they will gather all the document there, and then if auditor asks one document, they will just run and search for the document. But here into the LIMS, you don't have to run anywhere. Just go in the search option, just enter the that sample ID or whatever the ID, unique ID is there, just enter there, you will get the data easily. You will get any report easily. You will get any audit history easily. Okay. So that data retrieval option we have here into the LIMS. That is the main advantage of the LIMS. Detailed legible reports. LIMS generates clear, standardized, and readable reports, reducing misinterpretation and improving audit readiness. Right. So why it provide the standardized and clear reports? Because when we create a template, any template, let's say COA template, okay, that COA template is already standardized, already approved by the QA, or already approved by the compliance team, okay. So that COA template will be generated into the LIMS, will be authorized, standardized, and readable, okay. So that is why LIMS generates that multiple times without giving any error. Okay, but if it is a manual, if it is a manual COA, then there will be very much chances of there will be very much chances of misinterpretation, or any change in the results or something. Transcriptional errors can happen there. Okay, so that is why detailed and legible reports can be generated by the LIMS. Track reports, like I said, at the time of audit, we don't have to run here and there. We can just go into the system and track the reports here. Track, analyze trends. Okay, into the laboratory, I think there are some trends that we need to document for, I think, stability, finished product. There are some trend analysis also needs to be done. Okay, so that also can be performed into LIMS. Here we have the access control. The system provides role-based access, ensuring that only authorized users can modify, view, or approve sensitive information. Like I said initially, there will be hierarchy of the user access. Like team leader can only have his own access, analyst can have his own access, reviewer can have his own access, and then approver can have his own access. Okay, super user will have all the access. Okay, so this is the hierarchy that is maintained into the system, so nobody can just go there and delete any entries. So that role is defined, and the access of that role will be allowed to authorized persons only. Okay, so that access control provides by the LIMS. Financial management. Some LIMS platform includes billing modules, cost tracking, reagent inventory tracking, and usage logs to support budget control. Okay, so this LIMS software also provide the inventory tracking, inventory management, cost tracking. Okay, billing modules, and also this is the very cost effective software as well. Like if you are working manually, then you need to do very lot of paperwork. You need to maintain that paperwork. You need to maintain that files. A lot of storage will be required for that. So that is not required here. Okay, so these are some advantages of the LIMS. Then let's see some disadvantages as well. Each coin has two sides, right? So if there are some advantages, there will be disadvantages as well. So it will require time and money for the training purpose, adapting a new system, cost, purchase and maintenance, backup requirements, right? So if you see, like from 15 years, you are working on a manual concept or manual workflow, and now your organization decides to implement the software. Now you are going to automate uh, your task. Okay, so now it is very difficult for any user to switch their jobs from manual to automated. Okay, so that require a lot of time, that require a lot of training to the personals, how to do their task, how to perform their task into the software. Okay, so this is a very headache for them to train the personnel. Some of the peoples are some of the peoples can adapt the new system, but the old people, they are actually having 25 years of experience, 30 years of experience, so they are not very new to the this new system, right? So they will take time to adapt this new system. Okay, so this will be a headache, and this will be the disadvantages of the LIMS. Cost for the purchase and the maintenance. Okay, so uh, if you are implementing any LIMS software in your laboratory, that will require the cost, require the maintenance of the software, require the support from the IT company, require the implementation from the IT industry. So it will include all the cost, okay, and the cost will be huge. Okay, and then after this is the disadvantage. Backup requirements. Okay, so the software will be having the servers for the backups. So that backup requirements are also very their maintenance will be very costly. Okay, so that is also a disadvantage from the LIMS. Okay, so till now, any question we have? Okay, I will take it as a no, and let's move forward. So now let's see choosing a system. Like I said, there is multiple vendors available into the market: Labware, Laboratories, Sample Manager, Caliber. Okay, so what are the client responsibilities at the time of choosing a system? Requirement specifications. In reality, every lab has their own types of test, types of samples, set of instruments, analytical methods and specifications. Okay, so each pharmaceutical industry, each laboratory has their own specifications, their own way of working. Okay, evaluate labs existing LIMS capabilities. In order to get a workable LIMS system, a lot of time has to be spent implementing the master data, also called template data, into the LIMS. System validation and maintenance, interfacing capabilities. Okay, so interfacing capabilities. So LIMS can interface with instruments. LIMS can interface with ERP systems like SAP. Okay, so that capabilities also need to check by the client if any LIMS software can interface with instruments, if it can interface with their SAP software, right? So, then regulatory compliance accreditation status as per CLIA, ISO 15189, NABL 112, HIPAA. Then we have 21 CFR Part 11, HL7, US FDA, like that. So there are some regulatory bodies, regulatory compliances that also needs to be followed by the LIMS, that at the time of choosing a system, this needs to consider as well. Confidentiality, data integrity protection, determine lab's willingness and ability to meet current and future client needs. Okay, so this is the client responsibilities at the time of choosing a system. Okay, so Labware LIMS is a 100% web-based application requiring no installation of software on the client side. Okay, what does this mean? You will not require any like any software in your laptop, in your PC at the time at this uh, client side. Okay, this is 100% web-based application. What is web-based application? It will require only the URL. It will require only the browser, any browser in your system, and by clicking that URL, you can directly open that LIMS software. There will be no required installation of the software into the client side. So this is called web-based, 100% web-based LIMS. All functions of the laboratory information system can be accessed through the internet browser. This reduces maintenance cost and LIMS maintenance cost of LIMS, since all the data and functions are stored on the server. Okay, so now Labware also provide the limited access onto the tablets and onto the mobile applications as well. So if you are a manager level or at a higher level in your organization, you can access the LIMS through your mobile as well. Okay, so that that feasibility is also there for the labware LIMS. The performance of LIMS depends on the server, which can be upgraded as per business requirements. Web-enabled LIMS is based on a client-server architecture where some or all functionalities of LIMS are available through a web interface. The use of web-enabled laboratory information system is limited to PCs that have the client software installed. These systems require maintenance and updating the client software for effective functioning. The purpose of a web-enabled system depends on both components of architecture, such as the client and server. Okay, so this is the web-based LIMS advantage, and it does not require any application, any software to implement into the client side. Okay. Now, at last, let's see how LIMS works. This is the LIMS workflow. So you can see the masters, workflows, sample, and test plan. So the first phase is the planning. The first phase will be planning. In the planning phase, you will create all the master data, you will create all the templates, you will create all the workflows, you will create all the roles and rights, user access, test, parameter methods, sampling points, specifications, workflows. Then you will create any prerequisites for the master data like units, containers, consumables, right? That will be in the planning phase. Then comes the register phase. Here in the register phase, you will register a sample. Like you are receiving a sample. Then you will have the sample receipt, sample storage, sample registration, barcode label, sample routing, and add or remove test. Okay, so this is the register phase. Then the job or work allocation. After receiving the sample, now you are allocating the work to the users. So you are receiving the sample, allotting the sample or the test to the analyst, different analyst, rescheduling, monitoring the jobs, like how which analyst have how many tests assigned. That things can be done here into the job phase. After that comes the analysis phase. In the analysis phase, analyst will do the analysis, result capture, test result with history, instrument report attached, calculations, inventory usage, comments, like that. Okay, so that all will include into the analysis phase. After that, the QA, nothing but the review, approve, reject, retest. So analyst will enter the data, send it to the review. Reviewer will check the results, approve it, reject it, or retest it. Whatever the results he is going to find, whatever the readings he is going to find. Then the after that comes the report phase. After approving the test, then the report generation will be take place. Generate report, invoke quotation, query reports, export, integration, web services. That is the last phase of the LIMS. So report generation. Okay, so this is how LIMS works, and we are going to explain this workflow in our training. So is there any question till now? We have 6 minutes left, so we can take the questions now.
Hi. You told if application is hosting in system means we are deploying the LIMS agent. If simple instruments like balances, those things, how we will capture the data directly to LIMS?
Right. Okay, so the interface will happen between the instrument and the LIMS. Okay, so let's take an example. Let's suppose you have the labware LIMS in your organization, and you have the balance in your laboratory. Okay, so now the interface, if the interface is there between the LIMS and the instrument, what will happen? Now you are going to take the sample weight. Now your balance is already connected to the LIMS software. Okay, so you just need to go there and open your sample ID, uh, open your placeholder for the sample weight, and just need to take the sample weight on the balance, and just need to press that record button, whatever that button available onto the balance, And after that, that exact sample weight will appear onto the placeholder, which is provided into the LIMS worksheet. Okay, so this is how interface will work.
In that case, I had to convert any module. I had to use the any converter for the
No,
simple digit show.
no. So that will be taken care by master data. Behind the screen, master data will work on that. So let's suppose we have the master data and we have the parameter over there as a sample weight, and now you have the analytical balance up to 5 digits, or let's say 4 digits. Okay, so now you have the weight as 9.1234. Okay, so these are the 4 digits. But at the time of master data creation, if master data creator do not give the decimal places up to 4 digit, then it will round it to the single digit. Okay, but if the master data creator give the display format as 4 digit, then the system will take whatever the number of digits showing onto the balance. That number of digits will be appear up to 4 digits will be shown into the placeholder for the in the worksheet. So this is just a play from the master data team. Okay, so in the master data only you can handle these all the things.
Mm, no. My question is actually if a system carrying system hosting instruments, application instruments means we will deploy the agent. Is it right?
No, can you come again? Sorry.
If which are complex instrument like those applications are hosting in the system,
Mm-hmm.
that system we will deploy the LIMS agent in that system. Is it right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That agent knows where I have to pick the data to push to LIMS. Agent will know.
Right. Right.
We will configure like that way. Okay.
Yes.
If
And yeah, yeah. So
if
also.
coming to a simple instrument like TMOS, not polarimetry or something, a simple instrument and balances, how
Mm-hmm.
we will fetch the data means RS-232 module we had to use, or any
Mm-hmm.
modification I had to perform for the legacy equipments or
Okay, so
instruments.
we will connect the instrument with the host name and IP address by providing there is a into the LIMS we have the we have to create the instrument. Okay, so let's say if I start explaining the instrument module to you right now, it will take very long time. Okay, but I will explain it in very short. Like here we need to create into the LIMS we need to create instrument type, we need to create instrument model, whatever the model which we are going to map to the LIMS, we need to provide the exact model ID there. Again, we need to add the IP address of that instrument. We have to add the host name of that instrument. And then we need to give the placeholder for the data capture. Okay, let's say from the balance, we are capturing the weight. Okay, so weight will be your placeholder for the capturing the data. Okay, so that process will be followed into the at the time of creation of the instrument into the LIMS. So this is a very vast topic. I cannot just explain it into 2 minutes or 1 minute. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
So, sir,
We
coming to this LIMS, in that we have like microbiology department also is there. So all departments implementation as a way developing also we need to do, right?
your voice is very low. Can you please come again?
Sir, I just want to say, like, in QC, like, any pharma industry. So
Mm-hmm.
means if you go to pharma, there is a not only the pharma departments, in a micro also is there, microbiology
Yes, yes,
department.
yes, yes, yes.
So for that also we need to separate, developing tool is there, and a master data creation separate analyst need to be sit, or a common consultant can handle all these things.
No, that is also depend. Like there will be another module. for the microbiology. Okay, there will be another
Yes.
module for the microbiology. So that also require the knowledge. If I work into the pharmaceutical laboratory, that doesn't mean that I
Micro.
can work into microbiological laboratory as well.
Yes. For the LIMS
Okay.
also, that separate candidate needed.
Yes, there will be separate candidate also needed. So who have that microbiology understanding
Who
and
can explain the developer to develop the tool and simultaneously for the testing master data creation also.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, sir. Simultaneously, this LIMS is only for the pharma, or some
No, no,
farm
no,
like
no, 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 no. These limbs widely used into like pharmaceutical industry, that can be used into clinical trials, chemicals,
Okay,
healthcare, life sciences, right?
clinical trials also the LIMS is
Medical,
using.
in the medical field also, yes.
Okay, so the consultant can move anywhere if he having the
Yes.
domain knowledge.
Yes, yes, yes. If you hired by the IT industry as a software consultant, it will not restrict you for the pharmaceutical industry also. Like I have the experience into the pharmaceutical industry, but
Mm.
my client is right now a seeds and
Okay,
crops. Okay, so I also
okay.
worked with the healthcare industry.
So the experience counts everything in that what actually the domains you are
Yes,
doing.
right.
But
And
LIMS is
also
LIMS. That's it.
yeah, yeah, and also you learn the new things also. Like you will not restrict it to pharmaceutical only.
Yeah, what actually the process going from the basic everything we are able to know.
Right.
And secondly, sir, that you told that consultant role is fine. What about the support role, sir? What actually these people do? What actually the technical touch they need?
Like there will be ticket. Actually, I don't have that. I haven't worked on the support role as well right now, as of now. But like there will be ticket generation in the
Okay.
service now. Okay, so whatever the technical like if LIMS is implemented and the production is also going on into the company, and if
Mm.
any issue happens at the client side,
Mm-hmm.
they will raise a ticket. Okay, so and then that ticket will be assigned to you as a support, and then you have to resolve that issue.
So completely that what kind of technical teach means than the implementation master data, this domain knowledge, technical means any IT sector knowledge is so needed for that?
So that is also depends. So
Depends.
depends like what kind of issue is there. Like if it is a only understanding issue, then
Mm-hmm.
functional knowledge will also only require there. Okay, but if there is
Okay.
a software issue regarding the software or any some uh, kind of bug is there in the
Mm.
software. So in that
Mm.
case, we cannot work on that bug, right?
Developer
Or
only.
we cannot implement any patch into any environment.
Okay.
So in that case, that technical touch will be required there.
So for us, we need to particularly tell the recruiter we are in a consultant master data creation role only.
Yes.
Okay. So not we can do the support role also if we learn something or what.
Yes, yes, we can also work into support role as well.
Okay. So mostly consultant role in this role we are mostly widely we recruit.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so I think we have covered the topics into the demo. Thanks everyone joining this demo. Uh, I would like to see you onboarding and guide you throughout the training. Okay, so we can connect with ma'am regarding any other queries regarding the course duration and any technical questions. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you.